what's up, fans? And hallelujah, it's Chelsea. And I'm gonna be looking at these YouTube Rockout TV ads suck from Blaze X, the Vibber Ribbon fan. There's 11 videos, and I'm gonna watch this one first.
Zaxby's all-new buffalo garlic glaze. Saucy, savory, spicy, spectacular. Try it on the new buffalo garlic glaze bonus base meal. Comes with fries, Texas toast, and a drink. Only at Zaxby's.
Let me tell you why he hates this ad. I'm sorry that it's so bright. Sorry for something. Well, let me tell you why he hates that ad. Why can't you dislike this video? Because this ad sponsored me while I was watching YouTube videos on my Rockout TV. My Rockout TV won't stop playing this ad non-stop. It's a 15-second unskippable ad to make matters worse. This ad is going to be added to part 1 of my top 100 worst commercials list. Oh, so then, let me just close the door. So then, let me continue this. So then, I'll just place this right here. So I could just, just having little problems. Wait, why am I looking at, oh, there am I. Here. And camera facing the TV. There we go. Now I can watch my phone. And you know, my phone is swapped to a Samsung A53. Yeah. And I also got this, so I'm just too confused to talk right now. So let's just get on to this. Next up, Cabanuba.
Way to treat HIV. It's once monthly injectable Cabanuba. Cabanuba is the only once-a-month complete HIV treatment for adults who are undetectable. Cabanuba helps keep me undetectable.
This made me skip this commercial because this is so cringe-worthy. Oh, and there's every 3 dislike videos of commercials or ads. Oh, there it is.
Well, guys, I'm sorry for not uploading in a long time because I was thinking of more anti-piracy screens I should do next. So this video, it won't be an anti-piracy screen. It will just be an ad. And this is the AFK Arena ad. Fair warning, it's gonna be cringe.
Hey, buddy, just use gift
gift code AFK888 for a heap of goodies. Scott, thanks.
Use gift code AFK888 for precious diamonds and gold coins.
Done. Thanks a lot.
Use gift code AFK888. It doesn't expire. AFK888. AFK888.
AFK has some new. There's nothing new. AFK888 is forever. Let us say use our new gift codes to double those goodies and get 30 draws. That's more like it.
AFK Arena. Play now for free.
Wow, it played the coffin thing. Coffin dance music. It's actually cringe. This is actually a cringe commercial. Oh, let me just now watch this. I'm like, oh, you've been caught on 4K. I'm gonna make a call out for this ad. It's too cringe. I'm going to stop seeing this ad immediately.
Men, and especially women, possess various organs that are optimally suited for the creation of another human being.
Sorry, my phone is actually ringing. Right after this live, I'm gonna look at pictures. Oh.
The ovary possesses about 500,000 eggs embedded in follicles. Several follicles, and therefore eggs, mature in each cycle. The dominant follicle grows to about 2 centimeters in the fimbriated end of the fallopian tube, which eventually catches the egg, moves to the site of ovulation.
Oh, and while I was streaming, I'm gonna show you one of my pictures. During this live stream, I'll show you a picture.
The egg consists of an outer layer called the corona radiata. Underneath is another protective layer, the zona pellucida. Both layers must be penetrated by the sperm cell in order to reach the cell nucleus that contains 23 different chromosomes.
You see, there's
Each chromosome
my
contains 10
picture.
egg.
This is a
DNA the
picture
blueprint for building our
of
body
Queen
cells.
Scarlet.
Eye color, body size, arrangement and
Got
function
my
of our
voice
organs.
actually
It's
interrupting the
all in
TV.
there.
And so this voice. So whatever. Here's the picture. Do you love it?
If 2 identical chromosomes occur in one cell,
And
we can later speak a trisomy.
what's wrong with my bed? I better just make my bed.
The egg cell is transported inside the fallopian tube with the help of cilia and mucus produced by glands in the walls of the fallopian tube. Additional contractions of the muscle layers help to transport the ovum.
Let me put this picture away. Well, let me put this way there.
At a speed of about 3 to 4 millimeters per minute,
4K.
something else makes its way from the other side of the fallopian tube.
Why?
Sperm cells,
All why?
thousands of them, and barely visible. They all have only one goal:
Okay.
reaching the ovum. A sperm cell's nucleus contains the male's genetic information. Through messenger substances emitted by the egg cell, the remaining sperm cells find their way to the ovum. The goal of all sperm cells is to penetrate the two outer layers to reach the chromosomes.
It's just science, not adult content. So I'm just gonna skip to the part where the egg divides.
New human being.
Uh-oh.
The
Adds
stage
in.
of cleavage
Oh
begins.
no.
In
I
this
know what's gonna
process,
happen. Oh, you've been caught on 4K on my live stream. You are caught. And it's an unskippable ad. Enjoy the ad while I was gone.
Sonic Rewards. Get a free cheeseburger with any app purchase.
Call for K2. Now I could skip it because it's an unskippable ad, which is very annoying. Bye-bye, ad.
The cell continues to divide. 2 cells, then 4, then 8. And a 16-cell to 32-cell stage embryo, we speak of a murula, since the shape resembles a mulberry. The cells are still enclosed by the zona pellucida. Thus, after...
So then, I'm just gonna continue doing this.
Consist of a fluid-filled cavity, the cells of the embryoblast and the trophoblast. The embryoblast is the initial structure of the new human being, whereas the trophoblast is the origin of placenta and membranes. Let's see the individual stages in the fallopian tube. Fertilization occurs at the end of the tube. The first cell division takes place about a day after fertilization. Eventually, further cell divisions happen, forming the murula. And in the uterus, the blastocyst is created. At this stage, the mucous membranes of the uterus or womb has already been prepared for the implantation of the blastocyst. Usually, the blastocyst implants in the posterior wall of the uterus. However, implantation can also occur on the side, as we will see in a moment. The blastocyst floats in the protective and nourishing uterine mucus. For implantation in the uterus, the blastocyst must first hatch from the protective zona pellucida. Then the blastocyst burrows further and further into the uterine lining, like a parasite. Let's take a closer look at this. The endometrium has a protective epithelium and capillaries filled with blood, as well as mucus-producing glands. The trophoblast cells fuse with the endometrium, and a syncytial trophoblast is formed that will nourish the embryo. In addition, hypoblast and epiblast arise from the embryoblast. The embryo burrows further into the endometrium, rapidly increasing in cell mass and leaving a wound, which may result in a completely harmless implantation bleeding. Finally, the amniotic cavity is formed. As the process continues, the yolk sac is created, as well as a non-cellular plug that is later sealed by migrating uterine epithelial cells. The trophoblast rapidly increases in size, with the amniotic cavity and yolk sac remaining relatively small. This gives rise to the chorionic cavity and the body stalk.
Well, guess I could play with my Mixels because I sometimes watch Mixels. Yeah.
3 germ layers form from the primitive streak and node.
So then,
This process is called gastrulation.
pose.
The germ layers ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm eventually differentiate into various tissues and organs.
Here's bad pose. His eyes glow in the dark. I'm gonna take you to a dark place. No. Keep you showing.
In the course of the 3rd week of development, neurulation occurs. At that time, the foundation for the central nervous system is laid. The neural groove is formed, closing from the center to the sides. At the sides, small bumps called somites can be seen.
You see?
The
His
neural
eyes
groove
glow in the
becomes
dark.
neural tube, which later forms,
He looks
for
cute.
example, spinal cord and brain.
Uh-oh, I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. I know this ad.
Make them a dinner they can't.
It's just actually a cringe ad.
Those cells later become the neural networks, which enable us to think.
My, never was too. There you go.
In the 4th week of development, this process is almost complete. The embryo is still in the amnion, which is filled with amniotic fluid that has numerous functions. The optic placodes, which are the basis for the inner ear, can be seen, and the heart is already pumping blood through the intra-embryonic blood vessels.
That post looks very cute. So I'll just put him right.
The yolk sac and the body stalk continue to nourish the embryo.
What about if I place my Nintendo 3DS?
The chorion is the outer membrane
Like
that is
they're
connected
really
to the body
just
stalk. The chorionic
watch
villi are surrounded by
this.
maternal blood. This allows them to carry nutrients to the embryo and nourish it. We'll see more on this later. During the 4th week, 3 pairs of pharyngeal arches appear. In addition, the upper limb buds are visible first, followed by the lower limb buds. The embryo is now curved in a C shape. The caudal eminence is tail-like in shape. The somites, which give rise to the cells forming the skeletal muscles and components of the skin, among other things, can still be identified. The embryo continues to grow rapidly, measuring approximately 4 to 5 millimeters by the end of the 4th week. The lens placodes and olfactory pits are formed. The later arms and hands, as well as legs and feet, can be already well identified. The hands will develop from paddles to separate fingers by the 8th week.
Now it's no whiteness to wow, it became fingers.
The embryo is about 23 millimeters long by the middle of the 8th week. The legs will not lose their wet feet until a few days after the hands.
This is what it looks like. The face. Oh my god, this is so emotional.
Embryogenesis turns into fetal genesis in the 9th week, and in the 3rd month, that is, from the 12th week on, the fetus already has a human-like appearance. The eyelids are closed. The skin is translucent. In the following weeks, the fetus grows and the ossification of the fetal skeleton takes place, so that the bones are clearly visible on ultrasound images by the 16th week.
Sorry that my live stream is actually paused for a while because I got a lot of calls. So let me just continue this.
In addition, the body is completely covered with downy lanugo hairs, which help, among other things, to keep the vernix secreted by dedicated cells on the skin. The vernix protects the skin from direct contact with the amniotic fluid. From about the 18th week, the mother can feel the baby's movements. In addition, the sucking reflex has already been established. By the 28th week, the hair on the head, eyebrows, and eyelashes continue to grow. In addition, the eyes open. The fetus gains a lot of mass in the last few months, and the lanugo hairs and the vernix gradually fade away. It is also slowly getting tighter and tighter in mom's belly. At first, the fetus is supplied by the body stalk and yolk sac, but then more and more by the umbilical cord and placenta. Since the fetus possesses both the DNA of the mother and of the father, the blood of the fetus must not mix with the blood of the mother. The placenta is responsible for this. It is responsible for the exchange of substances between mother and fetus. The chorionic villi, which were previously completely distributed over the chorion, have regressed to other parts of the uterus. The remaining villi are part of the placenta. Maternal blood, rich in oxygen and nutrients, enters the intervillous space via the arteries. Veins carry away the oxygen and nutrient-poor blood. The chorionic villi extract oxygen and necessary nutrients from the mother's blood. Nutrients include carbohydrates, amino acids, fats, vitamins, and iron. Oxygen and nutrients are then transported to the fetus via the veins with the help of the umbilical cord. However, waste products also reach the villi via the arteries. This allows the fetus to release its waste products, such as carbon dioxide and urea, into the maternal blood. The mother's organism then takes over the excretion of these substances. After about 38 weeks, the fetus is fully developed. It measures 50 centimeters and weighs around 3,000 grams. The birth takes place now or in the next 2 to 4 weeks.
I need to get out.
Remember, you're just a
Oh, you're caught on 4K.
During a vaginal childbirth, the first stage of labor lasts about 12 to 19 hours and starts when your baby settles lower into your pelvis. In response, your cervix begins to efface or become thinner and dilate or widen. During this time, you may feel strong, regular contractions occurring every 5 to 20 minutes, and lower back pain and cramping that doesn't go away. You may see a brownish or reddish mucus discharge, which could be the mucus plug at the opening of your cervix falling out. Your water may break, which can either be a large gush of fluid or a continuous trickle. If you experience any of these symptoms, contact your doctor or midwife to see if you should go to the hospital. At the beginning of stage 2 of labor, which can last from a few minutes to 3 hours, your cervix is fully dilated to 10 centimeters, and your baby's head has moved beyond the cervical opening into your birth canal. During this stage, you will begin to push your baby out. You may instinctively push when you feel the urge, or you may need coaching from your doctor, midwife, or labor nurse as to when to push and when to rest. In a normal delivery, your baby's head will rotate to face your back. During active labor, your uterus is divided into an active segment that contracts, pushing the baby downward, and a flexible passive segment that remains relaxed, stretching to provide more room for the baby to pass through. In some cases, when the top of your baby's head appears or crowns, your doctor may make a small cut called an episiotomy to enlarge the vaginal opening. Then you will continue pushing your baby out. As your baby's head passes through the birth canal, it molds into an elongated shape. An elongated head shape will resolve itself within a few days as the skull bones shift back into place. After your baby's head exits the birth canal, his or her head and shoulders will rotate to help the shoulders pass through the birth canal. Your baby's shoulders are delivered one after the other in order to fit through your pelvis. Once the shoulders emerge, the rest of your baby slides out easily. After your baby is born, his or her umbilical cord will be cut. In stage 3 of labor, which may last 5 to 30 minutes, mild contractions will help push the placenta out of the uterus. During this stage, you and your baby may begin bonding through skin-to-skin contact and breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding? Not talking about it. But you know, yeah, it's happy nappers, but oh, you think you'll try to do this? Well, guess I'm doing the twin transfusion syndrome.
Twin transfusion syndrome, commonly referred to as TTTS, is a complication of monochorionic or identical twins where the fetuses share one placental mass. TTTS is a very serious complication that requires immediate surveillance and treatment from a maternal fetal medicine specialist. Your pregnancy began as a single sperm fertilizing a single egg. This egg split very early in pregnancy between the 2nd and 5th day after conception to create what is known as monozygotic twins, also known as identical twins. Identical twins are the same sex and share identical genetic characteristics. Although they are in two sacs, called amniotic cavities, the entire pregnancy is surrounded by a single outer membrane called the chorion. The medical term for identical twins, therefore, is monochorionic diamniotic. The one feature of monochorionic twins that results in complications is the fact that they share a common fetal placenta. In the great majority of these cases, blood vessels connect the two blood systems of the twins with one another. Donor versus recipient twin. In about 10% of identical twins, a phenomenon known as twin transfusion syndrome, TTTS, begins typically early in the second trimester. This calculates to approximately 1 in 58 cases of all twins and about 1 in 4,000 pregnancies. It is estimated that severe TTTS occurs in about 2,500 cases in the United States each year. Although the exact reasoning for TTTS is not well understood, the shared blood vessels in the single placenta contribute to the complication. Although shared blood vessels can be found in the placentas of all identical twins, different patterns of blood vessels are present in monochorionic twins that develop TTTS. TTTS is a complication that negatively affects both fetuses. Ultimately, one twin loses some of its blood volume to the other twin. The twin that loses blood volume is identified as the donor twin. The donor twin stops producing urine, making it difficult or impossible to see the bladder in an ultrasound. Since most of the fluid surrounding a fetus at this point in the pregnancy is the result of fetal urine, the fluid in the sac of the donor decreases, a term called oligohydramnios, and ultimately, the donor becomes stuck in its sac against the wall of the uterus. Meanwhile, the other fetus, known as the recipient twin, receives too much blood from the donor. The recipient twin begins to go into heart failure and tries to protect itself by producing more urine. A large bladder can be seen on ultrasound, and the presence of excess amniotic fluid around the recipient twin is known as polyhydramnias. Again, the primary problems stem from the shared blood vessels in the placenta. This is a picture of an actual placenta that has been injected with colored dyes. The umbilical cord of the donor twin can be seen connecting to the placenta at the lower left of the picture. The recipient twin's umbilical cord can be seen at the bottom right of the picture. One will note that there is a blue vessel connecting to an orange vessel in the form of an arteriovenous or AV anastomosis. This is one of the main connection problems that cause TTTS. The arrows indicate the flow of blood from the donor to the recipient. This circle indicates a green vessel connected to a blue vessel, representing an arterial or AA anastomosis. Here, the arrow indicates blood flow from the recipient twin to the donor twin. This placenta is showing a balanced circulation from a set of normal monochorionic twins without TTTS. The presence of the AA anastomosis is thought to be protective from the development of twin-twin transfusion. 5 stages of TTTS. TTTS can be described in the form of 5 stages, first described by Dr. Ruben Quintero. In stage 1 TTTS, there is relatively little fluid around the donor twin, as depicted by the red arrow. The donor twin is also referred to as the stuck twin. One can see in this picture that the membrane closely surrounds this particular fetus. The maximum vertical pocket of amniotic fluid from the front to the back of the womb is measured by ultrasound is less than 2 centimeters. To the right of this picture, one can see a measurement of the deepest vertical pocket in the recipient twin sac. By definition, in stage 1 TTTS, this pocket should measure 8 to 10 centimeters. A normal pocket of amniotic fluid would measure 5 to 6 centimeters. In stage 2 TTTS, the amniotic fluid discrepancy is present, but now a bladder is no longer seen as indicated by the arrow in the donor or stuck twin. Specialized studies called Doppler ultrasound.
Well, I'm gonna watch something else. But still, I'll tell you something. Now, there's one thing that I should tell you. Well, this very line.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kyle with TDH Do Wildlife Control.
Oh,
And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I set a rat trap to get maximum result.
You want it the way you want.
Oh, Amazon, you're calling 4K.
seriously think he's gonna burst out.
This reminds me of War. Do people watch War like this? You know, I've seen that you've been there for so long. So let me just there you go.
Somebody help me.
Okay, it's over. What have I done? Why does he have a diaper? He's actually just a baby. Why do you have to put him with a diaper? No, I really like this one. So enjoy this one. And saw that like National Poop Day? How could you do this? No, can't stay. Beer day. If you don't have a girlfriend, you can at least drink beer. No, 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 no! Be an angel. Yeah, I'm already an angel. Vamp Rose, what are you doing there? Jerry. Goofy. Ah, Vamp Rose! That's stupid. The unlucky day is actually the worst. Secret emojis look like the meanings of the peach is like a butt. Why will you survive without nectar? Oh, apple, you're calling for K. Flower, you're a flower. Photosynthesis, you do photosynthesis. SpongeBob warns you, you're not happy. Anger, you're angry. SpongeBob going very, very bad. You're 124 hours and your nectar gone. Nectar nursing. Please stop, okay? Keep my name. Supposed to write it to do a good thing. Nectarless. No nectar? Honeycomb. SpongeBob making honeycomb carefully. Honey. Honeycomb to do honey. Hey, you can survive honey. Milk selling honey. Mr. Krabs gain money. Death. You dies. USA! Let me just find.
It's been 20 years, Daddy. I really hate you. Mommy told me the truth before she died. I know you left us. I killed Mommy and I'm taking over the world. But don't worry. I know where you are. And I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you. You better watch your back. Are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, are you okay?
Sorry, I got interrupted.
I'm gonna make you some noodles, okay?
Okay.
Okay, friend.
Alright.
I'm gonna make you the shrimp noodles.
So, you can't live stream me naked, so then I want this live stream now. If you like this video, please subscribe. So then, anyways, goodbye.